Hello and welcome back to Touch Football. And is it me or is this World Cup trying to be as boring as possible? Yes, it's that time again. It's the reactions to the four games of today. Sometimes these are all in one, sometimes they're separate videos. Today you've got all four games in one. And the first game was obviously Switzerland versus Cameroon. Switzerland got a 1-0 win. Breel Bolo got the winner. And Xherdan Shaqiri got the assist. I mean, what else do you expect from Switzerland? He's always the man that shows up for them. And I think most people were expecting Switzerland to win that. Cameroon did make it difficult, had a couple of decent chances, but overall, Switzerland did get the win that everyone was expecting them to get in the end. The next game was then Uruguay versus South Korea. A bit more of an exciting game, despite the fact it ended 0-0. Yes, yet another 0-0 draw at the World Cup. I don't know what is going on. Whole of 2018, apparently there's only one 0-0 draw. This World Cup, though, there's been four already. It's really poor. I mean, Qatar, it's worst World Cup of all time already, and so far it's going to be the worst World Cup football-wise as well. Barely any goals going in, really. And yeah, the 0-0 though, I do have to say, South Korea were making some dangerous chances. They were looking very good going forward, quite fast, good counter-attacking, pacey play. Uruguay, they played a bit slow, but what can you expect when they're playing a 37, 38-year-old Diego Godin at the back? Probably not ideal with who you want to be starting at a World Cup, and Uruguay, they weren't able to create much. I think by the looks of it, Suarez is probably too old now, and Cavani too. So we're left with is Darwin Núñez up front, who he's done all right for Liverpool, but he's also had some really bad moments as well. So maybe not who you want to be relying on as of now. Then the next game is actually a more exciting game, Portugal versus Ghana. Obviously the headline being Ronaldo getting his penalty and scoring in the fifth World Cup of his career. First player ever to do that. Monumental from him. You have to credit his longevity as well. I believe Messi would tie that record if he scored or he already... Messi's only played four. Messi didn't score in 2006. I think he played in it, but he didn't score. So Messi scored in four. He'd have to go for a whole other 4 years to equal that. So looks like it's going to be Ronaldo's record. And yeah, to be fair, it was quite a boring first half, I'd say. Portugal dominated, kept the ball a lot, but couldn't finish their dinner. But then the second half, Portugal get the 1-0 lead with Cristiano. Then Ghana, they show great football to get the equaliser. And then after that, Portugal, they get another goal. And Ghana then equalise again. Actually, no, sorry, they didn't equalise again. Portugal got a third, I believe, and then Ghana scored a second goal. And then right in the closing minutes, Ghana nearly got a third equaliser of the game and could have got a point out of that game, really. I mean, Diego Costa, the goalkeeper from Porto, puts the ball down after picking up, completely forgets Inaki Williams is behind him, who then runs in, tries to steal the ball, but just before he tries to take it, he slips and then can't finish the chance, obviously, which is unfortunate for Ghana. They did have to say look pretty good when they actually got forward and attacked, and they really need to do that with players like Inaki Williams on the pitch, fast forward. And yeah, I think Ghana looked alright. Andre Ayew wasn't happy being subbed on, their captain and now record appearance maker. I think that he looked alright, but for me, he shouldn't have been too angry because it was a tactical substitution where maybe he thought he would have been able to do better if he was allowed to go further forward. After all, he did get the equaliser himself. But for me, man of the match was either Liao or Felix, or then maybe I'd go Kudus from Ghana. For me, he was the standout player every single time he got on the ball. However, you are inclined to pick a Portugal player for man of the match, so probably one of them. But yeah, Mohamed Kudus, when he got the ball, looked absolutely dangerous. And against Uruguay and South Korea, I can see him getting a goal too, maybe even three, you never know. But yeah, so that was finally an exciting game in this World Cup. I mean, there's been a couple of them in there. Spain 7-0, England 6-2 Iran. But a 3-2, a close, exciting game this time, which is few and far from this World Cup. That's probably the first close, exciting game, maybe other than Japan versus Germany. 2-1, so slightly less goals there, but still a close, exciting game. Final game of today then, most people's favourites going into the tournament, Brazil. They faced Serbia and Brazil rounded off a 2-0 win. Richarlison got 2 goals. I honestly don't like Richarlison, I'll be honest with you guys, but his first goal, any player could have scored it, and then his second goal, fair play. It might have been a missed touch in the first place, but then absolute beautiful finish. I mean, personally, for me, he might do well for Brazil, but he shouldn't be in that squad. In 11 plus appearances for Tottenham, only got 2 assists this season, while Firmino and other forwards have got way more contributions. I mean, Jesus should be the starting Brazil striker, really. I just think Brazil with Jesus, but Richarlison, I honestly think he could just be like an English mid-table striker, to be honest. He's just, for me, not got much special, but apparently he's the Brazilian Harry Maguire, always turns up for his country, even if it is against Paraguayan plumbers sometimes. However, Brazil, they did do well. Do have to say, Neymar didn't look too good that game. Everyone thinks it's going to be his World Cup, but he didn't look too special, to be honest with you. But first game tournament, I'm sure he'll come into it and show us what he can really do, and maybe have a decent attempt at winning the Ballon d'Or for once. And I think, though, with that Serbia game, after they went 1-0 down before they conceded the second, they were pushing Brazil, and I think a team with a bit more quality going forward, although Mitrovic, Milinkovic, Savic was playing on the left, Tadic, you could argue they're all pretty quality, but a team like France, England, Belgium, going forward, I could see a team really getting at that Brazil back line. I think Thiago Silva, he can't play in a back four. Obviously, he's going to look good against Serbia, so I don't have many people creating for their front line. And I think that Thiago Silva, we've seen for Chelsea, he can't do a back four. So when Brazil do play that back four with him, I can see bigger nations getting at Brazil and causing a lot of trouble for them. So although good start to the tournament for Brazil, there is concerns for me in the defensive slots, especially the fullbacks for them. Can't argue with the 2-0 win though, 3 points for them, great start to the group, and that is the end of this video. So remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.